Hey, what's going on? This is Grixon. Been a while since I've done a key. Well, I've been doing keys. Been a while since I've recorded one and done a voiceover for you. So this is a 11 Priory, and it's not the first 11 I've done, but this was a timed one with a guild member, and so we're just gonna kind of talk about um, things I did right, things I didn't do correctly. So you always want to get a bone chill stack started because you're going to get hit. It's going to suck. So here I wish I would have pulled more or tried to get the mini boss. Um, DKs have a great time with gripping. And so if you're new to Sandland, one thing that took me a while to get used to was handling my bone shield stacks, because Deathbringer is super easy to do your bone shield stacks. So I had trouble with that, and then just doing your dancing rune weapon window, getting as many death strikes in as possible to get blood beast spawns, and then also managing your stacks just took a bit to get used to. So here I'm kind of like trying to grab some more, but then the sharpshooters are running, and I'm trying to get them together. So this can obviously go better for me, right? And I think as the season goes on, I get more practice with it, I'll get better with that. I would like to get the mini boss in with this, but I didn't. And in 11, it's probably not as much of a big deal, but food for thought for next time. So I am mostly just fishing for blood beast procs, which is from Heart Strike. When it's Vampiric Strike, has a chance to spawn it. So I'm at max runic stacks, and here, if you can see, I actually messed up my bone shield stacks there. So I think I'm gonna try and get that boss, but I also want this stuff too. So I try and pull him in, I try and grab him, but he's so close to that side, he grabbed the dude. So here's a little trick if you haven't done this before. When he does the punch and knocks you back, you can Z-access it on this. You can Z-access it right here on this stairs. So even when he does the punch, yes, he'll take the damage, but you won't get knocked back. So knocking back, see, I took a big hit, but I didn't, get knocked back. So I'm just trying to layer what defensives I can, just making sure my runic power is high to quickly answer. I'm just trying to make sure I'm gripping in anything trying to run away. Whatever these guys are doing their defend, you can do blinding sleep or you can grip them to stop it. See, they're running away. I'm just trying to grip them back in. So the only awkward thing about how this went, grabbing him and doing this right here, is I've killed everything in this room for my route. So now I have no way of grabbing the next mini boss in a safe manner, because I always skip on higher keys. I always skip these links. These cats are just, they apply a bleed and they're just horrible. So unfortunately the hunter did hit them. So if you do a pull here, the problem, that pack is gonna come in, and they come in far. So you can hug the left wall if you want. Thankfully we were lucky. Our Shadow Priest mind-suit them so they didn't aggro. But you can hug the wall and it will work, but it is risky. I need to find a better way to deal with that one. So with Deathbringer, all of your damage is actually from your dot and maintaining coagulopathy. It's not the case with Sandland. Sandland is, I mean, if you look, I have like 48% haste, so I'm like constantly just, you know, runes are coming back fast, abilities are coming back fast. It's a lot more spammy than Deathbringer. So I do want this pack here now. Again, here, you saw that big chunk of damage it took right when I started. I need to get in a better habit of using Rune Tap as I'm coming into the pull, just to give me that buffer. If you look at the bottom right, I have a lot of versatility. Without a druid, I'm already at like 29% increased damage and 14.5% increased damage reduction. And that's just my style. I don't think it's like the best, or, well, to me it's the best, but I don't think it's like what the meta is. I think a lot of people are not favoring as much versatility. I don't know, for DK, my damage is completely fine. I just like to be a lot more stable. I don't know, I'm a tank. I like to play it more as like an actual tank. I just feel like I have a lot more room for learning and errors. And then a big part of that process is recording my keys, exposing what I did wrong, and then learning from it. So this UI I'm using is actually from Quasi, but I did tweak it. So by default, his was like way too small. I made it a bit bigger, and then I made the priority stuff above. I wasn't able to grip that guy. The priority stuff above, I made it bigger so I can see it, and then I made the bone shield stacks bigger than the rest so it always sticks out to me. Because the problem I was having was, when it was the same size as everything else, I was having a hard time. I was losing my bone shield stacks, so I was dropping them because I couldn't see it. So I think I found the perfect way for it to work for me. I'm still trying to tweak how I want to do this. I don't know if I really like this pull like this. I don't know. I don't think Priority is my best dungeon. I actually really like Operation Floodgate. That one's really fun. And I like the Rookery too. I would say my least favorite dungeon so far is probably the Motherlode. Even though the timer's okay, I just don't really like it. There's so much like area denial in that one that you have to always be moving. So this character, this boss is scary just when she does the damage reflect. Yeah. So as a tank, there's nothing to think about here. Just making sure you refresh your bone shield stacks. I'm about to drop mine right now. See, I just dropped my bone shield stacks. I don't know what I was doing. I wasn't paying attention. I have 0 bone shield stacks right now. But she does like 0 damage to me, so I wasn't even thinking about it. And then I was like, oh crap. Nice. Okay, so if you skip the links and the pole that's over there, you grab this guy. I like to grab these with it. Now I probably should have grabbed the stuff up as well, just that whole block. Grab all of that. So that 3-pack above us as well, I think would have been perfect. So if I recall, I did the same route another time on an 11, and we didn't accidentally pull those links. I had to make up count a little bit near the end, so that's probably what I would do different here. Looking top down here is probably going to be the most help for you. for a lot of the traps and a lot of the swirlies on the ground. This fight has been deceptively hard for me. It hits me harder than I thought it would. And it's actually, like, Pierce armor sucks. But it's that divine judgment, actually, that hits me the hardest, it seems like. Because when divine judgment comes out, you can actually AMS it. So divine judgment, I did not AMS it there. I don't know why I did AMZ. Oh, for Holy Radiance I did it. Sorry about my voice, by the way. I have a cold right now that I'm trying to kick. I've got a kid in elementary school and she just brings home everything. So yeah, Pierce armor obviously is not great, but it's the divine judgment that I feel like starts ticking me a lot. So this is the fight that actually is like, it can get away from you really easily as a DK. And I don't want to use Icebound Fortitude on this fight if I can help it, because the next pull is pretty big and sometimes I like to use Icebound for it. So sometimes I'm okay with losing Bone Chill stacks if I know Dancing Rune Weapon's about to come up. There's just this balancing act that takes some time to get used to. I'd like to get a little weak ore that tells me when a Blood Beast comes out and then how much damage they do. That'd be kind of cool. One thing I could work on is using Soul Reaper more often, especially during like normal pulls. I don't have good Soul Reaper usage. I use them on bosses a lot, but not on like my normal pulls usually. So now I have to decide, do I use Dancing Rune Weapon right here or save it so it's up and ready for the next big pack? And I think I save it. Yeah, I save it here. So at the end of this, I just want to make sure my Bone Shield stacks are refreshed with full timer. I have Dancing Rune Weapon ready. Icebound Fortitude is ready. All that. So yeah, I used Dancing Rune Weapon, then I used Icebound Fortitude. The what's his name? He wanted the shaman wanted me to pull more, I guess. He was like, lust this. But then he didn't lust. And then he was like, I thought he was gonna pull more. I was like, I didn't know people pull more than this in the beginning because of all the paladins doing Divine Toll here. So Divine Toll does a lot of AoE damage that's unavoidable to the team. And it's really hard on healers. See, this guy was like, so where's the lust? That's the word. He's like, I thought he was gonna pull more. It's like, what? Wanted more. So he's just gonna send it here. So yeah, basically, I don't know what kind of keys the people who watch my channel are running, or how high. But if you're playing Sandland, it's just a balancing act of making sure you refresh Bone Shield stacks when it's about to, when you're at the end of a pull. Just make sure you refresh them so you have the full 25 seconds for the next, or full 30 seconds for the next, 28 or whatever it is. And you really probably, you won't be running out of runes too often just because of, you know, of oh my god, the ability that I'm blanking now, the consumption. That'll give you more runes too. So if you're in your Death and Decay and you start Heart Strike or Vampiric Strike spamming during Dance Rune Weapon, you have a pretty high chance of getting a Blood Beast out. See, mine just came out right now. So my damage is going to go up quite a bit. And I am using the Rune of Sanguination on my weapon. And for Sandland, that's just nice because we do so much damage with Death Strike. And then our 4 set gives us Death Strike hits 3 things during the window. Yeah, I would say Priory is the dungeon that probably does the most damage to the tank, well, to the whole team, really. Like I said, I did this key a day later with the same, like, I did it in 11 again. And I tanked it much cleaner on that one. But, you know, like I said, recording and then going through it is pretty helpful. Alright, and if you notice, right when that thing was going to die, I still refreshed my bone shield stacks to try and have them for the fight. So usually people either want you to like fight this in the front and then move to the back, or go from left to right. You're basically baiting these hammers. And there's a sacrificial pyre that happens. And so this is kind of scary having it here, but whoever gets it gets a magical debuff on them. And then they just take damage for a while. And as a Blood DK, you can do AMS and then Death Advance so you don't get knocked back, and you can grab all 3 of them and not get the applications of the debuff if you're quick about it. So like here, I can do it. I can hit AMS, hit it, all 3, boom, done. But it refreshed for some reason. I haven't fully, but now I gotta do it again. So I'm just gonna get them all. So I took 2 stacks of it, and so you can see it ticking on me right now. And so I'm just going to up my runic power and just Death Strike a few times. But yeah, you can do AMS and then get it quickly that way. I'm not sure what killed him. That's pretty much this whole fight. There's not a whole lot to it. I keep putting I got next. Like, I can't do the got in a full thing. I think if I get them... Oh, this is a 5 one. Okay. So if you don't do Death Advance, it bounces you, right? And it has a long time before you do it. So now I will need to go before it runs out. I have to just take it. So you don't have to do it the second it's out, but you know, now the problem is he dies and I'm just taking this dot, so I actually use a health pot here. Alright, here I would want to use Rune Tap for some survivability, but I didn't. Again, Consecration is annoying. My eye level here is, I think, around like 660. 560, whatever it is these days. Something 60. Okay. So the harder, like, this is a part where you can accidentally pull so much because they have the patrol that goes around the room. And there's a decent amount of paladins. So I usually grab these three, and then I pull in these. Alright, I'm gonna try my best to keep recording keys. Now, if anybody in the comments would like to, like, I don't know, let me know what you want to see, if it's a certain key, or if you want me to focus more on, like, core mechanics, routing, or boss mechanics, or, you know what I mean, like, just, I don't know, give me a direction here. I haven't done this in so long, I feel like I don't know what to do with my hands, you know? The big thing here is just do not let that volley go off. That volley will just snipe your whole team. Of course, footmen explode when they die. Oh, that paladin's for divine tolling right there, which is unfortunate. So at this point, I don't want to just fight one thing at a time, so I'm going to come in here, snag this footman, give a concentration, consecration, which is scary because I accidentally hit that. I didn't mean to. So the big problem here is now we're going to get this, you know, now we're going to get this patrol, which is a big one. So now our healer has like no mana, and we're just in it. How many of these do I get out? Gripping mage is out, so I got everything out. Nice. Yeah, burst of light is gonna heal everything, so you gotta be careful there. Alright, Braun Pike here. When he does his big hits, you can AMS and negate it. This blazing strike. You can AMS and like you won't take the hit because it's full magical damage. And you can a little another trick. You can grip to interrupt. So you see me doing that quite a bit. Just if I don't have it interrupt a kick, I also grip. They'll recast. It isn't like a full-on interrupt, but it does stop it. Blazing strike. Oh, I think yeah, I did in time. So he's about to die. I just want to make sure my bone shield stacks are refreshed and ready for the next pull. That's like the #1 big thing with Sandland that I've seen is like just make sure they're completely refreshed. So I gripped the wrong thing there, but it works out. He kicked it, it's fine. So the scary thing here is do not kill all the footmen at the same time. If you do, you're going to want a link or something. You're going to want a big CD. Or if they're about to all die at the same time, if you're a DPS, pop mitigation, pop, you know, whatever kind of personal you have. Because if these footmen all die at once, it's gonna like kill your whole team. Like this is fine, they're staggered, but if they do die all at once, it'll just take them out. Alright, with that we're full count, everything's fine. Now it's just this last boss. So there's a few tricks you can do here. During the look away, you can press AMS and you don't have to look away. And then The second phase, when you go upstairs, see blinding light, I pop AMS, I don't have to look away. So every other one I can do that. When you get upstairs, Death and Decay is a 90% slow if you're talented into it, which you probably are. You can use that to keep the ads from getting to your team. And then if all else fails, if they do get to your team, you can do slappy hands and keep them like away from the rest of the team to the best of your ability. But be careful, because if you're in melee and you have a melee comp, it's not going to do anything. It'll help keep it off the healer and ranged, but not so much whoever's in melee. Face away, we AMS this one. So if you're Sandland and you're using Rune of Sanguination for your rune, your rune weapon, your rune enchant, your Death Strike does more damage based on the missing health of the mob. So the farther this guy gets down on life, the more mine's going to be doing. Right. So here we are running. If you all run on the same side, then all the ads will come for you on the same side generally. So here's a Death and Decay. Look at them all get slowed 90%. So I pop another one to slow them more. So they don't always come on the same side, but it does happen pretty frequently. If you all run that side, you all kind of hang out that side. So here I am going to, I think... Do I do slapping? Yeah, I do slapping hands, and I'm going behind the boss. I'm trying to pull them away from everybody, like that. I AMS that one, and then from here it's pretty much easy. Once the ads are done, it's pretty easy. And that's pretty much the whole key. We have like 5 minutes to spare. I made a lot of mistakes, but you know, best thing to do here is just record it, force myself to look at it and learn from it, so I do better next time. Yeah, let me know if there's anything else you want to see, or if there's any information that you are curious about. And I hope to do more keys. Thank you for watching. Where's my mouse? There it is. Alright, see ya.